evening, everybody. This is your host, Karen Donovan of the GNW Show. We welcome you tonight, and the question of the hour is, we just completed the dog days of summer, and what do dogs and stars have to do with each other? Stay tuned tonight and find out.
It's the Good News Wednesday show. Come on, kids, it's time to roll. Tell everybody that you know. Watch the Good News Wednesday show. Good News Wednesday's finally here. Let's stand up and give a cheer. Watch the boredom disappear, 'cause Good News Wednesday's here.
Hi, folks, and welcome to the Good News Wednesday show, the GNW show. This is Karen Donovan, your host. We've been going strong for a year and a half and counting. We're looking forward to giving you some very interesting information tonight, because people think that somehow the dog days of summer have something to do with dogs. And guess what? They don't. Here's a quick explanation of somebody that, well, you watch and see what you think. Okay, here we go.
You've probably heard the phrase dog days of summer, describing the heat that we usually get in late July and early August. What you don't know is that it has nothing to do with dogs, and it actually has to do more with astronomy. I'm meteorologist Jason Myers, and even though the dog days of summer has nothing to do with dogs, we're going to explain it with these dogs right here. It turns out the hottest, most humid days of summer have been called the dog days since the ancient Greeks and Romans. They loved to watch the night sky, and they noticed during these miserably hot times, Sirius, also known as the dog star, would rise and set with the sun. They believed the brightest star in the night sky radiated extra heat toward the Earth, causing it to be extra hot. But we all know that's not the case. Sirius is twice as big as the sun, but it's not nearly close enough to have an effect on our weather. The sun is relatively close, roughly 93 million miles away, and Sirius is more than 50 trillion miles away. Instead, it's really hot in the middle of summer because of the Earth's tilt on its axis. And that is why they're called the dog days of summer. You're welcome for explaining that with these dogs here.
I thought that was very clever, and I couldn't get my dogs to cooperate, so I'm glad we had a friend in to tell us about what it's all about. And I don't know if you've ever looked up at the sky at night, but you know, in order to stay cool, a lot of times we like to go outside in the evening on a hot summer night. And did you ever wonder, oh, what are those constellations again, and how do I find them? So now we have zeroed in on Sirius, the dog star, which of course doesn't have anything to do with causing heat in the summer, but it's an interesting thought, and it's something that I thought you would all like to know about, how to find the constellation Canis Major, which includes Sirius. So I invited another friend in who's going to give us a really quick explanation. Check it out.
And I want you to be able to use the three belt stars of Orion to point you towards Sirius. So what does this star pattern look like with the photograph? There it is. So it is one of the few constellations that somewhat looks like what it's supposed to represent. And
yeah, it looks like a dog. So when we finish this show, let's go out and check it out and see if we can find Canis Major and Sirius. Look for that bright star in the sky. In other words, what I understood, and I tried it last night just to see, the three stars from Orion, and then go down to the left, and then you'll see one big bright star, and then try to make out the dog. But those dogs were cute in the beginning of the show, right? I thought they were. And, we have our furry friends that are trying to stay cool in the summer. We're trying to stay cool in the summer. In the dog days of summer and beyond, August is kind of like, hot, hot, hot. And I thought that a question that someone asked me just the other day would be very apropos tonight. So let's head over to the real estate corner. So if you have a real estate question that you'd like me to answer, and even make a fool of myself on this show, please send it to Karen@homesbydonovan.com and I will try to answer your question. So the question is it's the dog days of summer and my air conditioning went out. What the heck do I do while I'm waiting for the AC company? I don't know if it's happened to you. It's happened to me a couple of times. And they say, well, it's after hours and you can have a special service call if you want and pay extra for us to come out. Or you can wait till tomorrow, in which case, guess what you're looking at? You're looking at a night of heat in your house. So what do you do to stay cool? What are some cool ideas? So I came up with a few that I thought I'd share with you. You probably know these already, but there may be one on here that might be something you hadn't thought of, and hopefully it won't be needed, but it'll come in handy if it does. So first of all, in advance, if you can, make sure that your attic or the roof of your house is somehow vented and it also has insulation in it. Have you ever checked the insulation up in your attic? Because that's going to play a big part in how much heat is going to come into your house. And even if your air conditioning is working, you're going to save electricity if you have good insulation. Now, what else should you do? Number one, you should, if you have ceiling fans, run those. I think there's one direction for heat and one direction for cool. I don't know which one it is, but check it out online and use your ceiling fans. Also, grab some small fans that you have around your house and put them in the room that you are in so that you can stay cool in that room, especially like when you go to bed at night. The other thing is don't cook. Don't use the stove. Don't heat things up. Okay, if you need to do something, barbecue outside, right? And also, this is one I didn't know. Unplug any appliances that you aren't using because they create minuscule amounts of heat in your house, and you don't need that. And last but not least, take a cold shower before you go to sleep. It'll really cool you off, and you might be able to survive the night until your AC guy comes in the morning. So that's a little bit of information for you on our real estate corner about how to stay cool if your AC goes out. Now, on to one of our favorite topics of the week. That's right, folks. Sit back, relax, and let's do some celebrating, shall we? We have our birthday shout-outs this week and every week. And for anyone who sends the name of a friend, a loved one, or a neighbor in, coworker, I will be happy to announce their birthday on my show, as well as serenade them with an original birthday song and send them a personalized birthday cake. If you would like to be included in this celebration, just send me an email at Karen@homesbydonovan.com, and I'll be happy to include you as well so that you can get a little extra celebration in for your birthday. This week, we have the following folks who are celebrating their birthday: Robert Lawrence, Dennis Hand, and Jane Legata on August 19th, Jean Peterson and Louis McMullen on August 20th, Louis Pastine, Elizabeth Tepper, and Elaine Kreisman on August 21st, and Stephanie Gianvito and Bonnie Corrine on August 23rd, and Leslie Waters on August 24th. So we want to wish them all a happy, happy birthday.
Heard it was your birthday, hope it's a good one too. Happy, happy birthday, now and the whole year through. And if you're having trouble with all those candles on your cake, just call us up, we'll help you blow them out. So you can take a break.
We hope you all have a very happy, happy birthday this coming week. And now we've got 4 Panera cards up for grabs. We have our trivia contest from last week, and then we have our new trivia contest. And if you haven't played before, join in the fun. Here we go. I walked by my local Panera's store this morning, and I saw someone in who had their Panera gift card with them, enjoying a little treat on us. That's what our job is, folks. We want to put a smile on your face and some fun in your week. So join us for our trivia contest each week. This past week, we had a doozy of a question, and of course, it was related to the dog days of summer. So if you were listening before, you will know the answer. Why do people refer to July and part of August as the dog days of summer? Now, please don't laugh when you hear the selection of answers. A, because most dog shows are during the summer. B, because it's hot and humid, and that's just like when a dog is panting. C, because most men are in the doghouse during the summer because they party too much. And D, because the sun occupies the same space as Sirius, part of the constellation of Canis Major. Well, of course, if you listened at all to our prior comments on the show and our little information about the dog days of summer, you know that D is the correct answer. And there were several folks who also knew that it was D. Matter of fact, there were quite a few this week, and I'm very proud of them. So without further ado, drum roll, please. Let's find out who our 4 winners were for this week. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. Number 1, Elsa Chen. Number 2, Stevie Cravens. Number 3, Marilyn Metcalf. And number 4, Mimi Assad. Congratulations to you 4, and you should be expecting a Panera gift card coming your way. Now, if you would like to join in the new contest this week, why, stay tuned, because it's coming up in a moment. And the way that you can play is listen to the question, the multiple choice answers, pick out your answer, and then send me an email at Karen@homesbydonovan.com and tell me your name, your email address, of course, because you've emailed me, and what the answer is to the trivia question. And your name, too, can be entered in our handy dandy Home Depot mixing bucket. No advertisements on this show tonight. Here we go. New trivia question. Next week, we're going to be talking about simplifying. You know, do you ever get so bogged down and confused and, you know, you get negative? Well, we want to limit that negativity that's filled with toxic news. And so, speaking of toxic, here is our trivia question for this week. Of these following household chemicals, which one is not toxic? Not toxic. All right, there's going to be 4 choices. 3 are toxic. 1 is not toxic. I would imagine in small doses. I would imagine if you took a large dose of that one, it would probably be toxic as well. But here we go. You ready? Non-toxic household chemical. Is it A, bicarbonate of soda, B, sodium hypochlorite, C, ammonium hydroxide, or D, trichloroethylene? All right, those are your choices. A, bicarbonate of soda, B, sodium hypochlorite, C, ammonium hydroxide, or D, trichloroethylene. All right, now, if you'd like to play right now, you can answer in the chat or in the comments if you're on YouTube, or just send me the email at Karen@homesbydonovan.com, and your name will be entered for next week's drawing. And you too could win a Panera gift card. So until next week, stay cool, be safe, and make it a great week. Bye-bye.
It's the Good News Wednesday show. Come on, kids, it's time to roll. Tell everybody that you know. Watch the Good News Wednesday show. Good News Wednesday's finally here. Let's stand up